Congressmen from the Makabayan bloc are not convinced that the administration's explanation on our loans to China won't lead to the seizure of our natural resources. They are planning to challenge these agreements before the Supreme Court. Dale De Vera with that story.
Justice Secretary Merardo Guevara joins Palace spokesperson Sal Panelo in allaying fears regarding the Philippines' loan from China for the Chico River Pump Irrigation Project. Panelo earlier said $62 million is but a small amount, so it is impossible that the country will default on this loan. Now, Guevara says on the off chance that the government cannot repay Beijing, there are enough safeguards to protect the country's patrimonial properties and assets.
Even if there's an arbitration ruling or award, and it will have to be enforced in the Philippines, then an arbitral ruling will have to be validated by a Philippine court. So hindi yung diretsong enforcement agad. Any foreign judgment, including an arbitral ruling, will have to be enforced by a petition in the proper Philippine court.
But Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio believes otherwise. He explains that under the loan agreement, the Philippines waived its immunity on the execution of arbitration, meaning there won't be a need for a court order before arbitration can take place.
We already recognize in advance the arbitral ruling, so there's no need anymore to go to court for them for recognition of a foreign judgment.
Institute for Maritime Laws of the Sea Executive Director J. Batombacal also flagged concerns over the immunity waiver provision. He says it is bizarre that the contract is governed by Chinese law, meaning any disputes will be resolved before a Chinese arbitration court and the venue will be in China.
Kasi dun sa iba kong nakita so far, of course di ko pa nakita lahat, pero may mga nakita na ako ibang kontrata na merong ang waiver of immunity, pero ang governing law ay Philippines and another country o kaya a third party, no? Meaning hindi siya yung lender, hindi siya yung borrower. Ganun din dun sa arbitration, hindi dun sa borrower or sa lender yung venue, kundi third party, no? Kaya pati rin yung venue, it's neither one or the other, kundi another country, no, na hindi involved dun sa loan agreement.
Batombacal also finds it odd that the specific loan agreement with China is over-detailed and comprehensive, and yet he can't find any provisions detailing how the Philippine government is supposed to spend the borrowed money.
Dun sa siyam na agreement na nilabas ng DOF, itong sa China lang yung merong ganitong waiver of immunity, for example. Yung kontrata niya, pinakamahaba, pinakadetalyado. No? Kung kukumpara mo dun sa ibang kontrata na ibang loan agreement na ano lang, maikli lang, 2 pages lang yata yung isa. Pero makapal yung mga annexes. Lahat naman sila makapal yung annexes. No? So iba-iba talaga yung forma. No? Tapos itong sa China din, napansin ko, isang kapansin-pansin actually for me, wala siyang provision na kinukomit niya ang gobyerno, no, sa pag-implement niya o sa paggamit niya nitong loan. Wala dong provision na sinasabing kailangang siguraduhin niya ang compliance with environmental standards, social acceptability at saka anti-corruption provisions, laws and regulations. Yung iba meron eh. So merong talaga siyang kakaibang features.
Makabayan lawmakers says they also studied the loan agreement and found provisions that may be considered unconstitutional. The bloc plans to file a petition before the Supreme Court on April 3 in a bid to convince the High Court to declare the agreement unconstitutional. They insist that provisions in Chinese loans put the country at risk of losing its sovereignty, not just patrimonial assets.
Sa inaral at inanunsyo na natin ng panahon ng nakuha natin itong sa Chico Dam project, talagang meron na kaming nakikitang paglabag sa konstitusyon.
Nung hinimay-himay yung loan agreement, nakita nga na basically yung loan agreement natin with China follows the same template of Chinese loans in other countries na nabiktima ng debt trap.
The Finance Department earlier explained that the deal with China is similar to previous deals that Duterte's successors have entered into. Finance officials also said that the Philippines has always fulfilled its debt obligations. For News 5, Dale De Vera, we are One News.